or to shirt or to not shirt?
Do tank top.
Okay. We need sex appeal. We need sex appeal. And by sex appeal, I mean we have sex. That's what I meant when I said let's do it in the woods.
Alright, so we could...
You want to clap? Welcome to the Goonpod.
Oh, I'm not out of frame. Wait, hold on.
No, you can stay fine. Welcome to
Wait, no. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Gooncast, the only podcast where we're friends in real life.
And we jerk off each other and explore each other's bodies.
That we do. We're doing it in the woods today. We're in the woods for men's fitness and survival tips episode.
I thought this was self-betterment.
Self-betterment fitness episode. Did you know that for 1 year, Mark Zuckerberg only ate meat that he himself killed?
Not true.
That's true. That's actually a true thing.
He eats my meat
every day and night.
Okay.
So what's your number one tip for self-help?
For self-betterment?
Yeah.
You just gotta let your body move, yo. Like you can't. Here's what you can't do. Clean. Never clean your body, one. Never clean up anything your body expels. So, like, I'd be, like, spitting. Let it lie. I spit in my house on the floor. I'm not joking. I spit on the house on the floor. When I jerk off, I'd never clean it.
That's true.
My bed is like it's like when you're opening a book for the first time. Like, it's like a hotel bed sheet. That's how tight my fucking sheets are.
What's really smart about that is that it actually means that you don't have to shower. Because if if everything already smells like you smell like, then there's no reason to smell like anything else like soap.
Yeah, so I don't have to spend money on cologne. That's why I'm getting rich while y'all are... I'm getting my monions while y'all are getting your funyuns.
Yes, that's what's happening.
Quote that.
Yep.
Shit. Fuck you.
Drinking tap water, not good. Don't do it.
Here's what I do. I only drink filtered
and fermented rainwater.
And here's why.
Fluoride?
No. There is fluoride in the tap water. Of Americans. Yes, that's true. That's real.
They did that.
Anyway, back to self-betterment. Is Fortnite overrated?
I think no. He thinks yes.
Do you smoke weed?
Nope.
I don't either.
It's bad.
It's bad for you.
Unless you're the Beatles or Obama one time.
You gotta be one with nature.
A lot of bugs.
You gotta be one with nature.
Make nature one with you.
I be one inside nature.
Yep.
Fuck. I have some, ticks that make me slap random parts of my body. I love nature. I would never hurt a mosquito.
That's true.
So you realize that we said that this was going to be the episode, but we said the second episode was going to be the one with the guest.
Yeah. This is also not a guest episode.
This is episode 1.75.
Our guest in this episode is Mother Gaia.
Mother Gaia. Yeah, no. So we were going to ask two guests. We got too scared to ask one of the guests, and the other one said he was busy.
Yeah.
So,
It's alright.
Yeah. Do you really feel like there are actual racists in the world?
I think so, yeah. I think... What?
There could be one right here.
Yep. I think I see him over there.
So, rape.
Not good. Unless you're in prison and there's like a guy who got convicted of like a super bad sexual crime, I could see why raping that person would be maybe a little bit more permissible.
No. No, we're gonna get fucking flagged for that. You can't just you can't say rape is permissible.
You said you brought it up.
I said it's bad.
You know, they talk about what's the movie? Prison movie, not Longest Yard, the other one.
Shawshank Redemption.
Not Shawshank Redemption, not even close. It's like a comic. It doesn't matter.
The Aviator.
Nope.
Blues
What?
Brothers.
Okay.
He's
Anyway.
in prison in Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I know. It's not that. It's got. It doesn't matter. They talk about rape in it, and I see clips of it on YouTube. It doesn't get flagged. I think we're okay.
Well, that's a movie.
Back to. This is a movie. Back to
Oh,
self.
fuck.
What?
Oh, fuck.
What happened?
Oh, fuck. The
What's-
daddy long legs.
What happened?
Up there.
Huh?
Up there. Oh, fuck. Fuck you. No,
What?
I don't want to do the nature
The
episode.
daddy long legs?
I don't wanna
they
do the
what-
nature-
Are you scared of daddy long
I don't
legs?
want to do the nature episode.
No, sit down.
No, fuck you.
Are you joking?
Oh, fuck you.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
What's the issue?
Fuck you. Fuck you. We'll go up to the basketball court and do it.
Like equal but separate situation with nature.
With nature, you know. It's all about nature.
That's what it's all about. Human nature.
It's all about nature, you know.
Bug
I was
nature.
just fishing the other day.
Daddy was.
Just fishing. And it was, oh man, it really opened my eyes to, like,
To
fish.
fish.
Like, here's what we did, is we,
Caught.
there was a family of goose.
Geese, actually. Gooses.
Family of geeses
Geese.
that came up to us. And there was this one goose that was really acting like a bitch.
Bitch goose.
I think it was the mother.
Mother goose.
Just guessing.
Just guessing.
And this
goose.
motherfucking goose. This motherfucking goose.
Mother goose.
He was so unappreciated. We kept giving him bagels. We kept giving him bagels, and they kept getting mad at us when we tried to pet its children. But this other one came,
Yes.
and we gave him all the bread in the world because he was so chill.
Well,
We also gave him some other stuff.
Speaks to what that speaks to business, speaks to
He ate out right here out of the sand.
life, because it's like if you're a bitch, nobody's gonna give you anything, but if you're chill, people would give you hella bread as in money, not as in bread.
That's amen, bro.
Yep,
That's
that's
amen,
on wallahi.
But what if I want bread? You know,
Well, you
I
can use the
saw this one brilliant picture the other day.
Yes,
It was this prisoner.
yes,
He's in this cell.
and he was reaching. I saw that too.
And then he's reaching through the bars with a stick, and he's trying to grab something.
Yeah.
He's a little prisoner guy, you know. I don't know what room number he was in,
Yeah.
and he was in these these cell walls.
Yes.
And he probably could have gotten out of it to really squeeze. He might have dislocated
Yeah.
probably his left shoulder, maybe his right. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm not the prisoner.
I think there's definitely
but-
some ways he could have gotten out.
But the thing is it had it had just a keyhole. Like, you know, most modern prisons, what they do is they have a PIN code,
Yeah.
or they have like an ID badge that you have to
Yes,
scan.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
And but it was just a key. I don't know how they would do that. And it seemed like the key was just in the middle of the bars, so it seemed like it wouldn't be really attached to much of a locking mechanism.
Yeah, I doubt.
But the thing is, this prisoner had a bit of a stubble. Yeah, he'd probably been in there for a while. He had a bit of a prisoner cap,
Yeah.
like Paddington.
Yes.
And the thing is there is this little stick. I don't know how he got a stick.
He had the orange jumpsuit also.
Yeah, so he had a stick.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got the stick.
He
But-
probably got it from outside.
He has this little stick. It's very thin stick, it's this big, and puts his hand right like this, and he gets down on his knees. He gets down on all fours like this,
Yes, he does.
and he reaches his hand. He doesn't reach his whole arm for one of two objects.
And he's using the stick to grab them.
He's using the stick to grab it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so what some people would do is they would put a piece of gum on the end of the stick to
Yeah.
increase.
What
the
some people would
capacity.
also probably do is they would take a piece of cloth and wrap it around two of the bars, and then use some kind of a firm object and rotate it so the bars would bend over time, and then you could squeeze through them.
That's what I would have done.
That's what I would have done in that situation.
But that's not what he chose. That's not what he
chose
chose.
to
So
use
I
the
wonder why.
stick situation.
But okay, so he took the stick, and there's two objects there. So these very big bars.
Yes.
And what he does, there's two objects there. There's a loaf.
Of
He's
bread.
going like this.
Loaf of bread.
There's a loaf of bread. It's a
Yeah.
brown bread. I bet it's like a sourdough. You probably pick that up at the grocery for like $5.
Yeah, not too much.
Not like a lot. But he's a prisoner.
Scored bread too. Yeah. I mean, it looked like it was.
He's going
it was
for the-
fairly well made.
Wait, you've seen this same allegory?
Yeah.
This
I think he
fable
sent this
right
to
here.
me.
I think this is a this one was written by Plato.
That's like the Greeks in
No.
the cave one. Do you know that one too?
Yeah.
So in the Greeks.
Well, okay,
in the
so here's
cave-
the Greeks
oh,
in
well,
the cave one. Yeah, we'll go
so-
through that one.
so
So there's these
they're in
4
the
guys,
cave.
and they've been in this cave
Forever.
forever. They've only known this cave.
The cave and the shadows. They see the shadows of people.
All they can only see is the
Is
shadows.
shadows.
They can't see each other. They only see the shadows on the wall of this cave.
Yeah.
And this cave is a pretty popular route because it goes around this like forest, I believe. And this really, this takes place in the in these times of antiquity.
Yeah.
And in these times of antiquity, it was really a big deal.
Do we know whose reign this was under during the?
Well, I bet because the person this is most commonly attributed to is Plato.
Yeah.
And he was alive during the golden age of Greece in Athens.
Muy bueno. Oh, I suppose it must have been
It would have been the Athenian
Yeah.
council because
Yeah.
they lived in a democracy.
Yeah,
at
they
that
had the
time.
democracy. It was a pretty exclusive democracy at the time.
Yeah, so
Basically, it was.
It
What,
was-
what were the prerequisites?
you had to be a man.
A
You had
man?
to own land,
Did you have to own land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think you had to be from like a. So back in the ancient times, they had like plebeians, and then they had fuck.
Who knows? Nobody knows. Actually.
No, patricians.
He knows.
They had patricians who were like the rich people.
Yeah.
And they came from only like patrician families. So if you
Yeah.
weren't a patrician family and you weren't rich, and you weren't a man and you had to be free, then you could vote.
Yeah.
And also there was like an age requirement also.
Yeah.
But so are you smoking?
No.
I get. Because that shit's bad for you.
That
I know a
is-
guy.
Who smokes?
I know a guy who used to smoke.
Tell me
He
about
was-
that, and then we'll get back to the Greeks in the cave.
Okay. And so, what he did,
Yeah.
he was a camp counselor. I think he also had this camp counselor.
Oh, I had. Yeah, I love this
Yeah,
guy.
this guy,
I was his favorite.
We'll keep his name. We'll keep his name on the low. It was.
What's his name?
He lives just down there, around close to
Over yonder.
right down
Right
there.
over
Remember
there
that?
in that direction.
Yeah. Actually, wait a minute. Wait. So, he lived by the pickleball court.
That he did.
It would be in that direction. I'd
Yeah, I
say.
think so.
In that direction.
Anyway,
Let's see that direction.
that's the direction.
There's
that
the
he lived
direction
in.
that he lives. Like.
I mean,
just-
probably a while.
Yeah, a while. I mean, it's
yeah.
probably to one side or the other side.
Yeah.
Actually, wait.
It might have been in the other direction.
No, it would.
If it was,
Oh, wait, no, yeah, he's it was by. It was between.
bleep that part out because
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
don't
wait.
know our location. Bleep the part
It
where
was
we
always
said-
on the side.
I think it was. Anyway, so basically that's where he lived, and he.
Yeah, by the.
Now
he goes to-
yes. You should.
Anyway,
we'll bleep all that
okay,
out.
this camp counselor that we knew,
He wore a bucket hat.
I wore a bucket hat, and a bucket hat was very colorful.
Yeah,
Very colorful.
and then he dyed his hair white one time.
Yeah, he did, and I think it was to look like an anime.
Yes.
And this camp counselor,
He had a nose ring too. Do you remember?
yeah, he had a nose ring, and like a little beard.
Yeah.
And actually, one time, it's a funny story. He offered to read Kurt Cobain's suicide note
Yeah.
to us. I was like 8.
Yep.
I said yes, but he ended up not doing it because he would have gotten fired.
Yeah.
She talks about some whack shit.
Yeah. He
Kurt
did.
Cobain was a pretty crazy guy.
Kurt Cobain was the lead singer of Nirvana. He was
Also known as the best band of all time.
actually the third best band of all time. The first best band of all time, probably Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin had 9 studio albums.
Jarvis, fuck Led Zeppelin.
No! They had 9 studio albums. How many did Nirvana have? They only had 4
9 is bigger than 4. He's beating my logic here. Okay,
that they did.
but here's the thing: is he offered to read me this note, and the thing is, this guy was on some crazy drugs.
That
Should he have been on drugs? No. We were 8.
Yeah.
He was high like the whole time.
He
And
wasn't
you know,
on the
now
craziest drugs. He was on.
he was on a lot of weed though.
Yeah.
And the thing is we were like 8, and he had to keep. He was like one of the head counselors, so he
Yeah.
would like watch over us.
He gave me a lot of ice pops.
He was always giving out the freezy pops. He was
I
very
got
liberal
hella
in the. I
Freezy
got.
Pops.
He said he was his favorite, but then he left, and I became the favorite, and everyone chanted my name.
He liked me
That's
more
fucking
in the
real.
end, by
No.
the way.
No, that's real.
In the end, he liked me more.
How do you know?
How do I know?
You don't know.
I know.
You don't. There's
He
videos.
didn't like you as much as he liked me. I bet.
No.
Did he tell you how to open a banana? Did he teach you that?
Did he make the entire camp yell your name?
Yeah, he did. He put me on his shoulders and he like paraded me around.
Yeah.
And he gave me like 16 Freezy Pops at the end of the summer. Did you know that?
So that's what Wade really does to a person. Now he's like now he's in community college.
Yeah.
For what? Who knows? I don't need to know if he knows. He used to do skateboarding. Anyway, this guy. So he would not have been able to vote in ancient Greece.
Probably not.
He would not, because he was not from a patrician family.
Yeah.
He was from a fairly middle class family.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, in ancient Greece, it was a little bit harder to change what class. You know,
you couldn't really do that.
It would be difficult, depending on. It was mainly just based on your family.
It is based on your family.
Yeah.
Unless you became a really good general, but it's
Yeah.
really unlikely for a regular plebeian to become a really good general because you rarely had to know people.
Of course.
And get educated in the
Not
schools.
that it never happened, just that it was unlikely.
Yeah.
Uncommon.
But in societies like Sparta,
Yeah.
is because of this. They have this really robust constitution.
They have the big hole that they kick people into.
There was no hole. That's fake.
What?
What?
They must have had a well.
They had a well. They didn't have a,
I
just
bet
a big-
somebody fell in a well.
like in that one Overwatch map. So they had like a constitution, which because of how inheritance worked,
Yeah.
there was these women's that got like hella money.
Oh.
How does it not work? Oh, I fixed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a better camera angle.
We gotta restart the conversation.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, okay. So ancient Greece,
Yes. Sparta.
they had these bandits. They had these roadmen,
Oh shit.
and what they would do is they would go into forests and ambush people in roads.
Yes.
And it was really hard to guard up this whole forest, right,
I
from
heard
these
about
ambushes. So what they would do is they would just they would have a cave that goes around the forest. This is the situation.
Yeah.
It's a fairly common situation because there's a lot. Fuck.
God damn it. If it was Alfred, he would burn the forest down. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the cave.
So this cave, it goes around. So imagine, say hypothetically, you would have a town here.
Yeah.
And you have a town here.
Yeah.
And then there's a mountain here.
Yeah.
And then
like
there's a forest
Yes.
in between the town.
That-
And
that
there's a road that goes through the forest.
And there's 4 guys that
Hella
live in the
roadmen.
cave.
No. Fuck you, I'm not to the cave yet.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a forest right here, and there's a road goes through the cave.
But there's bandits in the forest.
No, that goes through the forest. It goes through the forest. And then in the mountain, there's a cave.
Yeah.
And they built another road around that cave.
Yes.
So instead of having to place guards throughout the whole forest,
Yeah.
you just placed guards at the 2 ends of the cave.
Yes.
And then that cave became like a super highway. And in this cave, it's Greece, like, they used very, very multi-dimensional society.
Yeah.
So that instead a cave, it was a road, it was a place for kids to play.
Yeah.
It was also a prison.
They had 4 prisoners.
So they had 4 prisoners, these
Yep.
4 guys. They were born there.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's like
'Cause
Bane.
it was like Bane, yeah. So basically there's this place called Gotham.
Okay.
And this is like a super shithole place.
You do not want to live in Gotham.
You do
It's
not.
slums.
You don't want to. I've been there.
Yeah.
Don't want to go there.
Yes.
So there's this guy. This is also a bit of an allegory.
Yeah. For a lot of things, actually.
Yeah. Just like we're
Oh.
gonna bleep that.
Well, believe that. That's a spoiler for the rest of the.
So basically, you would not want to live in Gotham.
Basically,
it's a really bad
Gotham's
place.
no bueno.
And I've been there. It's really bad. And so there's this dad. Do you remember? This is this guy, Thomas. What did he do?
Thomas Wayne. He was a surgeon, doctor, but he was very rich. He inherited a lot of money, and he had a company called
Wayne Tech.
Wayne Enterprises. But he didn't run the company very much because he was more surgical. He had it run by like a board of directors, right? But basically, their son fell down a bat hole.
No, I'm talking about Bane.
Bane. So
We're trying to
Bane.
explain Bane's dad.
Oh, Bane's dad was. We don't. So Bane. In the movie, Bane. We don't know about Bane because we think it's the kid that made it out of the prison, but it was actually like the kid's protector guy that's Bane, and the kid was Talia al Ghul, but in the in the games, Bane was like was he Eastern European, and he was like an assassin, but he was super smart, and he figured out that so the kid who fell down the bat hole, he was like a super pussy, and he got afraid of bats from the hole, and so they went to a play. Do you remember the play?
Oh, is it Star Wars?
No, Batman or Bane. So the play had bats in it, and so he's like, "Let's leave, Dad." And so the dad's like, "Bet." And he was like, "Instead of walking the long way, let's go through Crime Alley." Okay, and so while he's walking through Crime Alley, a criminal does a crime in the alley, and he robs them. He's like, "Give me your money, Wayne's." Shit. And so then Martha Wayne's pearl necklace explodes, and the Waynes get killed by the bullets. And so Bruce, but not Bruce Wayne, not the kid. And he's, no. And so he goes to all these monasteries. He goes to Tibet. He goes to all over the place. He learns how to do all these things. And then he comes back to Gotham, really bad city, and it's even worse now. And he's like, everybody thought he was dead, but he comes back, and he becomes Batman, okay? And then Batman, at first he's like just a legend. People don't even really know if Batman exists. And he beats up bad guys is his thing. He fights criminals because, do you remember that his parents got killed by criminals?
Yeah, in Crime Alley after they went to this play. So basically, his family is really rich, and his dad owned Wayne Enterprise because his last name is Bruce Wayne.
Yes,
and
his first name is Bruce.
Wait, no! And last names. So back in the day, you had fuck.
God damn it.
So okay, no, I got this.
Okay. It's okay.
So basically, back in the day, you had these things called regal names, or like Roman names. So you would have your first name, which would be something like Gaius. Then you would have the middle name, which is what people would actually call you. And then you would have your last name, which is like your family name. So let's take Julius Caesar.
Ooh.
That wasn't his name. Gaius Julius Caesar.
Oh, shit.
So they say, no, I fucked it.
Shit.
The last one is the one that people call you by. The middle one is your family name. The first one's your first name.
So it's Gaius.
Gaius Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
He was a member of the Julie family.
Yeah.
And Julius is the singular version of I, which is the plural.
Yes. This is all in Latin, by the way.
Yes, Latin.
Yeah.
So people always call him Caesar.
Yeah.
And what does Caesar mean? Caesar means hairy. Which actually, it's a little bit ironic. Because Caesar was very famously known for being bald and hating how he was bald.
And it's funny because his name is Harry.
Why can't I fucking get a girlfriend, bro?
I think it has everything to do with, how you, like, the mannerisms you use. I don't think it's your looks, because I think you're a pretty good looking fella. I think it's the way you talk, and I think it's the way girls perceive you. This goes for you, too, as well. Because it's less about how you look and more like how you look through the mind's eye. I don't know if he's picking up on this, but it's more about, imagine a girl were to remember you but forget your face. That is what she's going to be judging when she chooses whether or not to date a person.
Right, then how is Blaze dating that freaking girl, bruh?
Because she's got problems. She's a crazy person. So, there you have it. Blaze, I don't know if you remember this. This is a callback to episode 1 because we mentioned Blaze.
Oh, yeah, we did mention
that. We did. But Basically, when a girl perceives you through the third eye, like the third eye jutsu from Gaara that he does in the sandball, third eye. Girls are not bad people because they reject you. You are worthless because they hate you, is what the truth is. And so
So why is Bane in jail?
but he was born in the jail.
Why? Why is he in jail?
His parents did criminals.
Yeah, so this is what I'm asking about. Why? Okay, no.
Yes.
So he goes. So last name Wayne.
What?
Wayne.
Wayne?
Oh fuck.
Okay, so Bruce Wayne.
No.
Anyway.
No. Why is he in jail?
Bane is in jail because his parents were in jail.
Why? What?
Why were they in jail? They committed crimes. Not in Crime Alley, because this isn't in Gotham. This is in, like, Arabia.
Why did they do that?
Why did they commit crimes?
Yeah.
Most likely probably
What crimes did they commit?
It's actually unclear. And actually it's unclear whether or not he was in jail. Because in the games, he was like a Middle Eastern assassin or something. But then he got stupid because he took Venom or Titan. They call it two things. Venom is the stupidest thing in all superheroes. Because Venom is Bane's drug, but Venom is also Spider-Man's nemesis, kind of. But also, the Black Spider-Man's lightning is also called Venom.
Venom.
And so in the game...
And the best song of all time is also
Venom. I got a taste of the adrenaline, Venom. So, Venom is so overused, and it doesn't even make sense why they called Miles's stuff Venom, because it's not even like venomous. They could have called it like shock. I don't know. I think it was stupid of them to call it that. I think it worked better because it was in the Ultimate Universe, and so it was like Peter and Miles weren't. At least when he was created, he was existing separate from Peter, and so his Venom is like a parallel to Peter's like black suit, I suppose. But whenever you have them coexist, like in the games, it gets kind of confusing because there's Venom and anti-Venom, and then there's also Venom like Miles's Venom. It's weird. It's a weird way of doing it. So Batman.
So Athens.
So Athens.
So there's this cave. There's these 4 prisoners, kind of
Yes.
like Bane, but we don't know what they did. They're
Yeah.
just born in there like Bane.
Like Bane.
And they can only see the shadow.
The
in front of them.
shadows from the
And
fire.
to keep this cave lit with all this traffic going through it,
Yeah,
they have these
torches.
torches on one side.
Yeah.
And these torches create shadows of all these things
And
going
they
by.
see the people going by, but just the shadows. They
But
don't
just
see the
shadows,
people.
yes, just the
They can't see the
shadows, yes.
people.
They cannot see the people.
That they cannot.
They cannot
do.
see the people.
Never do they see the people because they're chained up. They can't move. They're
And
chained up.
their like faces are chained
They're-
up just looking
yeah,
at the shadows.
it's like horses.
Like horses, yeah. You can't see. There's like dividers probably. I don't know. We can't really ask Plato right now because he's a skelly.
Super dead.
Because he's like a duber skelly.
Who knows?
Do you ever think like the West has fallen?
No.
I think that like all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
And the East hasn't fallen? I think the East is more fallen than the West.
Well, the Eastern Roman Empire lasted about 1,000 more years compared to the Western Roman Empire.
That's all East, though, in general.
Yeah, East is like
Rome is pretty East. Well, not that East, but compared to the middle, which is
God's chosen land.
which is our chosen land. Have you seen the infographic where it's like America, but they relabel it with all the biblical names, like all what the places were called in the Bible, like Jerusalem and all that, and it's in America. So I think Jerusalem was like in the Midwest. I don't really remember exactly what it was.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But basically, so the Greek, these guys in the caves, they can only see shadows, but eventually, what happened?
Fuck.
What happened to you? Did you get bitten?
Fuck, bro.
When in the
Fucking
nature
there's the
part-
daddy long legs, bro.
Daddy long legs aren't like venomous.
Dude,
I
I
don't
look
think.
at this bite, bro. No,
I don't
you
think
don't
they
get
are
to see it.
venomous. You don't get to see it
Then
because
what
it's
the
on
fuck,
his foot.
bro? There's this insane
It's something
bite,
else.
bro.
I have poison ivy, but that's from a bit ago. That's from before.
Ow, bro.
And so
Dude, we shouldn't have done a nature episode.
It's
bro.
okay, dude. So basically,
never go out into nature.
if you
This
go
is,
one, do not be one with nature. Be one with not
daddy,
nature.
not fucking daddy long.
not
legs.
daddy long legs,
Bro.
because they bite. They bite.
Ow.
Owie. So basically, the Greeks in the cave saw the shadows, but then
And all they know is the
all
shadows.
they've never seen people that aren't shadow people.
And if they get released from this prison,
If they got
If
released,
they
they
got-
would see people that weren't shadows. If
yeah,
got
and they
released.
saw this outside world, outside of this cave world, with just shadows.
It would be more than just shadows.
How? What?
What would they be like?
Well, what would their reaction be?
They would be. I would think that they would be like, "Oh shit, there's not shadows. Then these guys aren't shadows."
I think they would just.
They would be
explode.
like, "Where did all the shadow people go?" Also, a song by Dr. Dog. So basically, the Greeks in the shadows is a very similar analogy to the prisoner and the bread and the stick. His bite is getting worse and bigger by the minute.
What?
What the hell?
fuck,
What
bro?
happened to you?
I don't fucking know, bro.
Okay, so
What the
basically,
fuck
it's like
is
it's
it?
like an actual. It's like an actual. Like at first it was like red, but now it's like an actual like ball.
Dude, don't look at this outside shit,
Yeah,
bro.
it's crazy. Okay,
What
so
the fuck?
nature is evil, and so
I'm fucking gonna die. We're recording Goonpod, bro.
okay, so basically, the prisoner has a stick. We went over this, right? And it's like the Greeks in the shadows. But back to the stick thing. He's got the stick. The other object that isn't the bread that he could try to get is
Is a key.
it's a key to the keyhole in the cell, because it doesn't
'Cause
need a
it's the cell.
keypad.
And I don't really know why he needs the key, but
'Cause again,
but
he
the
could
thing that he
probably
reaches
pretty
for
easily
with
escape.
his stick. I mean, I would go and get a stick. Go fetch a stick. Go fetch a stick,
okay.
much like the man had.
It was a stick. I mean, it was a little bit longer than this one, but it was quite similar. This is not to scale, but it was fairly similar to.
Yeah, it would be like this stick.
It would be like this stick.
So yeah,
And
it's
so he
actually
was using this
other
to
stick.
reach.
He would use something like this. So you see how it's that little reach
It's got
thing
a
in there?
hook, so you could reach
So you
stuff.
reach it. It was like
And
say,
so,
say I was
obviously,
like, say you were the.
clearly in this prison, by the way, he's not. It seems that as though he doesn't get fed very regularly.
Yeah, like he's a bit malnourished.
And so obviously the bread would be alluring to him, right?
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I can't deal with
And so with the stick, can I see the stick?
if you want.
Okay, so with the stick, he is reaching through the cell to try to get one of the two objects. And the question is, what object is he getting?
It's the bread and
He's
the key.
going for which
He-
one is he trying to get?
And what he decides to reach for
Is
the bread.
the bread.
Why did he reach for the bread?
So I've seen a
Now,
lot of people talk about this.
Here's my theory right
Yeah.
here. Bread tastes better than key.
that it does. I would say, as well as this, is that you can't even eat keys.
Have you ever eaten a key?
And-
No, I've eaten
and-
some weird shit in my time.
Realistically, how do you know that this is the key to a cell? Maybe this is a key to an adjacent cell? Are we to believe that every cell has the same key? That seems like it would be not very secure, because you would just need one copy of the key to unlock all the prisoners. So I'd say the bread is a good move, but also the key is a good. Okay, so I don't know how long it was paused, but basically the prisoner was reaching. How long? I mean, it can't have been paused that long. So basically, let's just do a little recap of everything. So okay, so
there's this guy.
so there's this guy in the. Okay, let's do it quick. All right, guy in a cell. He's got a stick like this stick, okay, and he's reaching for one of two objects. The cell is probably pretty easy to escape no matter what, but either way, there's a key. There's a keyhole in the cell, and there's a key, presumably to a cell, but we don't know, and a loaf of bread, and he's reaching for the bread. Right. This is very similar to the story of the Greeks in the cave. Greeks get locked in this cave, and they see like shadows of people. And so the shadow people, what would happen if one of them got released? They would be like, oh shit, these are not shadow people. And then also Bane, similar to the prisoners in the cave, Bane was born in darkness and molded by it in the Batman continuity. So reaching back through to the key guy with the stick prisoner.
Reaches
guy.
for the bread because the bread is better than the
reaches
key.
for the
And
bread
that's
because the
it. Shut up.
Shay's better than the key. And so this connects back to real life logistics and strategies because
Because you always want something
you
that tastes
always
better.
want, if you can get something that tastes more. I
that
mean, these are the
tastes
same.
less key-like.
Exactly, like a key tastes like metal. Probably aluminum. It seems like it was the key gold.
I think it was. I was a golden key. I think you could eat gold.
You
Hey,
could
hey,
eat gold.
Gooncast.
They do the gold
Gooncast, this
Nation.
might be
do we
the
have
last-
any doctors watching the Gooncast?
This
Do
might-
you want to show them or
no?
not?
I'm not. I don't think they want to see it. This
You know,
might be.
it's quite gruesome.
This might be the last episode.
We could
Brad.
make this as a community post, and you could vote on whether or not this is probably that bad.
Is
And
this
so-
cancerous?
Yeah.
Dude,
and so,
what the fuck,
and
bro?
so,
Chat, am I
so
cooked?
people often, when they go to restaurants, they order like a burger, but chances are there's probably something that tastes better than the burger. And so what you should do, like I know a guy that orders a burger at every Mexican restaurant he goes to, and I feel like the Mexican food, what?
Is it Jake?
No, it's not Jake. No. And so
Who is it?
it's my cousin. And
This
so
guy's like 18 cousins.
I have
His
like
parents-
30 cousins.
His parents all, you know what inbreeding is?
Not true. That's not true. But basically, so, it's more. You're gonna have a better time at this restaurant if you get like the Mexican food and not the burger. And so that is very similar to this guy reaching for the bread and not the key, because keys taste bad.
What
You can't even eat a key. What is happening to the Gooncast quality? Okay, Gooncast Nation. Are we cutting it here?
I got 18 more hours. Yo, we're going Black Moon.
I think we cut it here, guys.
And Gooncast.
And Gooncast Nation. Here's the
I'll
stitch.
see you.
I'll see you in
You do the
episode.
music. You do the music.
Episode.
Well, goodbye to the Gooncast. I'll see you later. Like and subscribe to the Goonpod podcast YouTube channel. Boom! 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 Like! Boom! Boom!
Comment on the video.
Boom! Dude, you know,
Answer the poll. Answer the poll about his
you know,
foot.
you know zero people are ever actually going to get to the 40-minute mark
Probably.
on this video.
No one-
You could just like
no-
say the N-word.
No one
and, you know,
will
it's
ever
fine.
see this.
No one will ever see this. You know, you're the only souls out there that are ever going to see this. And Gooncast.
Gooncast
I'll see you again
Nation.
later.
Gooncast Nation. Bye.